YouTube, this is TeaPenn speaking. So, there was a request made by Halion Windrider who is learning how to use SFM. If you're brand new to SFM or if you started using it but you want to import your own audio, I'm going to make a simple tutorial for you to follow and for you to make your own audio and to do so. I'm not going to go too much information into recording in audio, but I will show you how to import it into SFM. If you've already got recorded audio or you've downloaded something, say you paid for some music or you've made your own copyright free music or whatever it is, whatever file it is, and you want to import it to SFM, I will show you how to do it. First of all, before we begin, please know that SFM will only allow up to 3 minutes of audio. Reason being is unknown, because for some reason SFM just does not do it in that way. It will not do up to over 3 minutes. Supposing that it doesn't like it, I don't know. I couldn't really tell you. However, another note to take is I do not recommend exporting and then importing MP3 files into SFM. It is possible, you can do it. The only reason why I don't is because MP3 will not give you the amount of controls for playing your audio like WAV files. So you won't be able to scrub, play forward and rewind your audio tracks, so you won't be able to take full control of the audio file. You'll only be able to play it from different points of the file, but you won't be able to take full control. You'll have basic limited things that you can do. But with the WAV file, we have lots of different stuff that we can do. So what we want to do is open up a new SourceFilmmaker. I'm just going to call this tutorial. I'm going to go to 30 frames. This is just something that I do by default. Create that. Now in SourceFilmmaker, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you have a working sound channel thing here. So you want to make sure that you can see this on your screen. SFM opens up 3 channels by default. You can always add more later, and you can also delete them as well with the delete button, which is up here. So importing your audio, it's a 3 simple stage process. Step 1 is to acquire the audio file that you want to put in there. So whether it's music, dialogue or monologue or whatever recording you have, or digital audio, have it ready in your music folder, which I have here, just called entitled. Step 2 is you want to open your audio through what I like to use, Audacity. You can also use any other digital audio workstation such as FL Studio, Ableton. Do not use an audio converter, because audio converters will degrade your audio and it will not give you full access to making sure that the right details are right for when you do export audio and import to SFM. One other note to take is SFM with WAV files will only accept 44,100 Hz and 16-bit audio tracks. And to get this, you want to go to Audio Setup in your here and go click on Audio Settings, and you want to make sure that your default sample format is at 16-bit and your default sample rate is at 44,100 Hz. Reason being is because SFM will not allow anything above that setting. It requires these settings. I couldn't explain why. That was something that you'll have to talk to Valve about, or probably in Reddit, but that is as far as what I know, that it will not accept anything above that. For what I know, SFM will not play the file. It will load it, but it will not play it or preview the file even when you import it in there. So you have to make sure that these settings are on there. Very important. Also do make sure that you're doing it in stereo. If you're doing it in mono, you can also import mono and stereo, any one of the two there, into SFM, but it's up to you what you want to do. So empty project in Audacity. What you want to do is import your audio, so file, import audio and entitled. You can also drag and drop, so if you go to your file, you can also left click, drag and drop into Audacity as well, totally up to you. First things first is you want to make sure that your audio is ready for importing, so it sounds good and that it's not too loud, not too loud, not too quiet, but just about the right level. And in Audacity, if you want to highlight your whole audio file, alternatively you can press Ctrl A, and what you want to do is go to the drop down effect, which is effect here, volume compression, loudness normalization, and click apply. And then what this does is that it will normalize the audio and make it louder so that it will be able to be heard really well in SFM. Once that's done, you want to make sure that you're at the starting position, click File, Export Audio, and then you want to name your file, so I'm going to put audio test 1. Now what you want to do is you don't want to export an MP3 because MP3 will not be the greatest file format to use here, so it will not give us much options here, but WAV files will. The benefits with MP3 files in SFM is that you can load them in, you can play them, but you can't rewind or scrub through audio. But with MP3 you can. So make sure that when you export your audio, your sample rate is only at 44,100 Hz and the encoding is signed at 16-bit PCM. And then you want to click export. Now, what do I do now? So step 3 is importing the audio. So you want to open up SFM. You want to open up your audio test file here in your settings, so your file, music, and here. And you want to double check that it's all working, it's a WAV file and everything. Copy that, go to Windows, SSD, or whatever driver you have, program files, x86, click on that, scroll down to Steam, click on SteamApps, Common, SourceFilmmaker, Game, scroll down to usermod, sound, and then paste. And now it's in here. So you want to close that, close Audacity down because you don't really need that anymore. And now we're going to import the audio. So right click on sound here, so you want to put your mouse down here, so where it goes into the sound column, highlight your mouse over the bright green track here, right click, add clip to track. So now SFM will first time scan for your audio file. If it doesn't come up, just press rescan on here and you should see your audio file. So for example, audio test 1, WAV, or if you have you're set to a different file, make sure that it's file name .wav in here. And to make sure that it works, you want to left click on it, which will preview the file. Hello, this is a test audio. Whippy! So we know that it's working, and then you want to do is open. And that's it. Your audio is now open. Now, if you want to be able to preview the audio file, you can simply just press play or hit the space button. Hello, this is a test audio. Whippy! Now, some people may ask, how do I get the waveform to show up? Because if you left click on here, control, scroll, you can see your waveform. Now, if there's any instances where you click off it and you try to get it back, you try to preview it, and it doesn't come up on here, there is a way to make this work. What you want to do is you click on your waveform, right click and show waveform. So now when you click off it, the waveform will stay on the screen. If you want to have your waveform open in your motion editor, what you want to do is right click on the bright green bit, right click, show waveform. Now if you're importing any motion capture or doing any lip sync or any kind of animation at all, this will be helpful here, and then you can like time your animations in there. However, you cannot import. Sorry, you cannot import. You cannot show the waveform on the graph editor. There is absolutely no way that you can do that. It would be nice if they did, but unfortunately you cannot. So it's only available in here, and you can scrub and you can play the file. Hello, this is a test audio. You can scrub it backwards. Hello, this is. Now, if it is doing this, it's a test where it's jittering and it's not quite. It's a test audio. It's kind of jaggering. You want to make a more defined scrub. You can turn off the snap, and you can do this. Test. Unfortunately, it will not hold, but it will do that. Alternatively, if you want to jump back to 0, just press the up key. And you can also, using your on the keyboard, your comma and full stop controls, press play, space. Hello, this is a test audio. This is a test. Test. You can also scrub it through on the keyboard or the mouse as well. And that is pretty much it. I hope that you found this tutorial really helpful. If you want another tutorial based on anything at all, let me know in the comments below. Do not forget to subscribe and like and share the living crap out of this video. Have fun!